how to preserve them for decor, and how to save their seeds. First, we're going to start off with cutting the zinnias. It is super simple. You're going to look past the rows of leaves. There's about one or two on each side, and you're going to go down until you find a cluster of them. It's going to have 4, 6. That is where the new zinnia is going to come in at. So you're going to follow that stem down, and it's usually going to be, because when you cut your zinnia off, it's going to have 2 more shoots like this, and we're just going to cut right there. And there is your zinnia without taking away any new zinnias that are going to come in. I like to save the really pretty flowers for bouquets of flowers, but any kind of damaged ones, I'll dry them out or hang them up for seeds. Like this particular flower right here is going to be perfect for seeds. It's important to regularly cut back your zinnias because the more you cut their flowers off, the more flowers they're going to bloom. All right, we've got our cut zinnias. Now we need to decide if we're going to dry them for seeds or we're going to dry them for decor. Like I said last time, this ugly flower is definitely a seed flower. Of course, you don't have to dry out your flowers immediately. Zinnias can live in a vase up to 2 weeks. These are the flowers I'm using for seeds. You can see that they have deformed stems. Their petals are messed up from maybe rainfall or just being too hot after a rain shower. This one looks pretty, but it is a broken stem. So these are going to be perfect for drying out for seeds. How you're going to do that is you're going to situate them so that all the heads are not together. So we're going to have them all spaced out so they have plenty of aeration in between the petals. And then you just tie it up like that. All right, this is what they look like when you let them hang dry naturally. They are not very pretty, but they get the job done. So now you're asking, how do I extract the seeds? Well, let me show you. So each petal is actually a seed. So when you pull on one petal, that little triangular piece at the end is gonna be the seed. And you don't wanna damage the seed, so you wanna make sure you go up enough. There you go. So that's the more common way of preserving a zinnia, is to take the seeds and let the legacy live on next year. But you can actually preserve them for decor. These flowers are completely dry. Ooh, how do you do that? Well, let me introduce you to my new best friend, silica gel. So on a much larger scale, I've got over 15 zinnias in here. This is what it's gonna look like, but I'm gonna show you guys on a smaller scale. I've got a smaller dish and my zinnias right here, and let me grab that silica gel. Bam! Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill in about 1 inch thick layer in the bottom. If you wanna get a tape measure out, you can, or you can just measure with love. That's what I'm gonna do. Make sure it's nice and even, and then you just set your flowers in there upside down. You wanna make sure your petals are not really touching, but just make sure they're not squished and that they're nice and even, because they're gonna dry in whatever shape you place them in here as. So after that, this is the hard part, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Now, you're gonna take your silica gel and just pour it on top. This is gonna go in between the petals and make sure that it holds the shape that you want it to. It'll also hold the stems up. It's gonna take them about 36 to 48 hours to completely dry, nice and beautiful for your decor, but it's definitely worth the wait. Link to the silica gel in our bio, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe for more videos.